right, good evening, everyone.
Everybody.
How's it going for you? How's your week been? All right, y'all know we on and Sister Audrey on Sister Circle, so you know what time it is.
Yes. Unity in the community.
That's right. That's right.
Sister. That's my sister. That's my sister. That's
Ooh-wee.
my sister.
Y'all already know what time it is.
I'm about to get my
Y'all
shirt.
just got through having a community conversation with Carol and Clack. Now you got Sister Circle about to give you some additional information.
We could always use a different.
Yes, we can.
How you doing, Sister Audrey? I missed you.
I know I miss you too. Oh my God, I was trying to look down here to where I had done posted this up, and look at what y'all I see on here.
What?
Our brother Wyntis.
Once was. He once was. He was upset.
I love Wyntis. He on Facebook. He was on somebody. Was it you that posted him?
Yeah, he was upset because he didn't. They didn't recognize him with a picture in City Hall yesterday.
What? Mm-hmm. Okay, what was the purpose? Why? I mean, why?
They have different pictures of you weren't down there for the council meeting, were you? Mm-hmm. So in the lobby of City Hall, they have different people. Different people for Black History Month. They got like Dr. Karen Weaver's picture, some more Black people that did, a lot of monumental things in Flint's history. Ed Taylor was down here. One of his face was on one of the pictures. That's the only two I remember seeing. And that was no shade. I don't remember seeing anybody else. I don't know. I didn't really look.
I have to just say it like this. It's about time that Karen Weaver's picture got put up in there because she is historic and iconic. Mm-hmm. Some of them, I don't know if they historic or iconic, or is it just historic and iconic that you're Black and served in government? But she's the first woman, and just so happened to be a Black woman that served as mayor in the city. Mm-hmm. When some of those statues that went up down there, love Clarissa Shields, love all of them, but I thought that she deserved to be one of those down there too. And I understand their opposition, but swallow the pride and put her up.
Even I have to agree with you when they did the bronze statues.
Yes,
I have no issue. I worked with Dr. Monahan at Hurley for a long time, mm-hmm. but I did strongly and still strongly believe that as the first female mayor of the city of Flint, Dr. Karen Weaver should have had a bronze figure down there. She should have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Because I had said that if he was trying to win friends and influence people, that would have been a good way he could have done it. But it's a little bit too late now.
He wasn't trying to win nobody.
He wasn't trying to win nobody.
He wasn't trying to win
too
nobody.
Late. And I'm not trying to throw shade at him.
No shade. I'll throw the shade.
Darn it, you know what I did?
I
ran into my house and dropped my sunglasses off at home.
We're not gonna need no shades at all.
We ain't gonna throw no shade. We just gonna spit out the truth, right? Look, that's okay because I ain't got it, but my sister got it.
Truth, but I may be a little shady, just a tink, just a tank.
I told everybody I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
Me too.
I am.
Me too.
But I will tell the truth, the whole truth,
and nothing but
the truth. I do a test. I will tell the whole truth.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Seeing a whole lot of people on there. Kathleen King, Christine Brown. That's your sister.
That's my sister. That's my big sister.
That's your sister. I see my other sister, Carolyn Hendricks on there.
Melissa
on there.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
The great King Tupac right here. Tupac Shakur right there. We got two queens and the king right there.
And my sister Hanifa, I see her too. We'd like to welcome you all to Sister Circle. We had to get it back up and going. We apologize. Praise. Thank you all for coming on. I see Kevin Tay on there. I did call him earlier today, and we had a good conversation. I miss talking to Kevin. I tell y'all, when I was traveling last year, Kevin Tay would call me. He used to travel the same road I would travel. He let me know, sis, some snow out here. Be careful when you get ready to come down through here. There's a lot of police out here on this 30 down here. Be careful going out there. I told him I missed talking to him, so I had to call and just hear his voice.
That's
his
good.
lovely,
that
lovely
you have
voice
people
today.
Looking out for you.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I appreciate everybody. So we done shared. I done shared a little bit. I done sent out a couple of text messages.
I shared too. I can't remember if I shared from. I got so many pages I be sharing from my page.
She the queen.
A10 page.
She the queen.
Shouts out to A10 News Media Group, of course, and the greatest producer in the world with his sometime himself, Mickey Jordan. see,
I hope she on here listening. Miss Marshall.
I'm telling.
Miss Marshall, are you here? Mama Marshall.
No, please. She had bingo, child. She had bingo.
Ooh, I need to talk to her.
She had bingo.
Okay. Hey there go your boy Kermit and Chris.
Oh, yes, Kermit.
Victoria, hey.
They said this the evening bump.
This the yup. We ain't gonna keep y'all long, but it is the evening bump.
The evening bump.
Ooh wee. We promised we were gonna be good, but we gotta start with this.
We about to start.
We got a few good men. But we just a few.
That's why.
But we want to know, where is our responsible men at?
Right here.
That is going to take the time to protect and respect the women.
Right here.
So if you all know and understand what I'm talking about, you know, it ain't always everybody got to be. He said, you trying to get younger? That's what Kevin Tages said up there. We're just trying to get younger.
I'm not trying to get younger. I don't get it.
You talking about he must be cheese? That's a compliment.
Oh,
it must be a compliment saying you looking beautiful.
Am I looking younger? Darling. Listen.
Yeah, but our men, we just ask y'all to be more responsible, to protect us, respect us, do all of that. I have to give a shout out right now to Mike Clack, because he never failed in his duty to respect. Mickey too, because anytime, but in particular Mike Clack about last night, but Mickey too, because Mickey will be in his car, see me walking out the door. I know he did that at the library one day or something. He said, I'm gonna wait till you get in your car and make sure you get taken off, because we had got separated in the library. But if we're together, they make sure we get to our cars safely.
Mickey let me walk out by myself.
Oh, Mickey, come on now. I'm trying to.
He like, you got it. You good, gone. You good.
Right.
No, he do. He do see about me. He do.
But you all gotta know, we as women, if we gotta continue to go out and protect ourselves and hold down the whole fort by ourselves. I seen Dr. Padroni put on here the other day and said, who was it? He said need to get the fortitude and grow some.
Mr. King. Mr. Joe King.
Now, I'm just going to say this. There you go. You said it. Last night with the incident that happened there, Mike Clack stepped up. And not only Mike Clack stepped up, but even Pastor Thompson, he said, wait a minute, hold on.
The pastor was there.
The pastor was there, and some of his parishioners was there and heard some of. He said to me, I just was trying to make sure y'all was okay. He said, I just thought it was a conversation. And then it sounded like it was escalating. Yeah. Then that's when he started to come over too, because he wanted to make sure that we was okay.
Okay.
And what the deal was that me and Miss Beverly was having a conversation.
So last night, because
at Mike Clack's.
Mike threw his
head. Tell the beginner about how they invaded
as the preacher said, let me lay the foundation.
Yes.
So Michael Clack, he threw his hat in the ring for the state rep race.
Yep. Go Clack.
He had a fundraiser last night at a place in Flint Township. And that place also hosted another event at the last minute for the current state rep, Cynthia Neely. Now, as a business owner, it's just me.
Yes.
I would have said I already have a booking. I have someone that has already booked a private event.
Yes.
I can host this one at the
Right,
same
right, right,
time.
right.
I think that was a very slick move by Sheldon Neely. If I was on his team, I would say that was a very smart move, because some people are going to feel intimidated walking into the room and not going over and acknowledging the mayor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
I didn't.
that was his intentions, but most. And
I
that was his
didn't.
intention. He was trying to draw from Clack's crowd.
Yes.
And
I was even asking them to come over and join his crowd.
very slick.
His
Very
his
slick.
his
That's
his
how he
people. That's
works.
what I heard Mike Clack say.
That's how he works. And that just goes to show you why you should support Dink Sosa in the Roadhouse.
There you go.
Dink wouldn't have done that.
No.
And he would have decked out that club. And I don't even think that Neely would have even approached Dink and said, you know,
Nope.
I want to come and do that too.
Because he did some bad dealings with Dink and did some crazy stuff back in the past.
Right.
Okay.
But I don't I won't be well, I'm just, I don't want to give the place a bad business. Now, that's why I'm not even going to speak the name.
Right.
I just thought that I wouldn't have done that as if I was
exactly.
a business owner. But anyway, so you were there at the fundraiser last night.
Yes. So I was taken by surprise because I missed the show with Wyntis and Melissa, because I was on a Zoom call. So I missed the announcement that she was even having an event there. So I walked in, and I always speak to Representative Cynthia Neely because I like her as a person. I think, as a person, I think she has a very beautiful spirit. I think she just got caught up, really, to be honest. But I walked in and I seen her, and she was kind of standing away from me. I was like, hey, and then I thought about, like, why is she here? So I went over and asked Clack, and he told me. So meanwhile, we are mingling with one another. We are talking to one another. Pamela Pugh came and we signed her petition, and she's running for representative and in Congress.
Ooh,
she's
so
running for Kennedy. So we had a lot of people in there. Of course, she came right to the Clack side.
So she running against Sheldon.
Yeah, she gonna be running against Sheldon.
And then
for Kennedy seat.
Against
Cynthia.
Damn it,
yes. So it was very interesting. Just that, I would say like this: people that was there supporting both of them, we all knew each other. Many of us have common grounds with one another. Many of us have worked out in the community with one another, though we support different candidates.
Absolutely.
So everybody was fine. Nobody had no beef. Nobody doing no little sidebar trying to talk or cause any problem. Nothing at all. So I was talking to a friend of my family's, and then I went over and I was getting ready to leave because I was like, I didn't really want to be there that long because, I don't frequent a club, things like that, but it wasn't that kind of a setting. So, and I was like, okay, it's pretty nice in here. I done rolled past it plenty of times. But anyhow, I go over and get ready to go over, and Beverly Biggs she's coming toward me, and me and her stopped and started talking. We having a nice little conversation, and we saying, you know what, we'll pick this up later because we are at Clack's thing, and we're here to support Clack.
Right.
So we're going to finish talking later on. And immediately, what is his job? Chief of staff.
Okay,
is that what it is?
That's Deputy Chief of Staff.
Deputy Chief of Staff. Chief of Staff. Because Clyde is the Chief of Staff.
Clyde is City Administrator.
Oh, because I can't tell. I don't know
how
how
many.
many.
Director.
Okay. So I think he's
Flight Services.
I think he's the
Janitor,
Deputy Chief of Staff.
Secretary. I'm still naming all
the jobs he got.
Your Clyde's jobs.
All of Clyde's jobs. So I should just go on and say his name, Mr. Ed Taylor, former councilman. He comes over and starts to going in on Beverly, letting her know she ain't at the city council meeting and what he will do in some choice words. He ain't going to take and tolerate her and her BS and a whole bunch of other stuff. He started saying. And she's talking back to him. They having a conversation because she defending herself. Now, mind you, he's standing up over her and she's walking on a walker. And I'm like, I'm not about to leave her side. I'm not going to run because now I feel like he's really trying to intimidate her, really trying to talk down on her. And he had a cast or something on his hand. I think you all said he had a surgery. I said, oh, what happened to your hand? Now I'm seriously concerned. I'm a concerned person when I see somebody being a therapist. I'm automatically like, okay, what's going on with your arm, your hand? You got it in a cast. I want to know if you're getting the right treatment, if you're getting the right services to make sure that it's going to be okay. And he turns around to me, and I seen what you said on your little podcast.
Damn, we got little
now,
podcasts.
First of all, the comment that I made about him wasn't on my little podcast. I was in the comments watching my sister on her podcast, not a little podcast, because they don't have a little podcast. A little podcast draw 1 or 2 viewers.
Oh, we got some of them in Flint.
1 or 2 viewers, maybe 10 at the most. That's a little podcast. And I ain't throwing no shade at nobody. I'm just describing to you what a little podcast is. My sister drawing her hundreds, soon to be the thousands.
Yep.
I'm speaking it into existence. Because guess what? Even though it might be 100, 200, 300 people live, how many people go back and watch it later because they can't watch it? Maybe they at work. Maybe they can't watch it because they caught up, because it's times I'm on there and I have to get off because I'm at work watching it every day. Right. Or I got to get off because I got to go to a meeting or something. So my point is, it ain't a little podcast. He said, I seen what you said on there. You said you saw me coming out the liquor store. Oh. I said, no, I didn't say I saw you coming out the liquor store. I said I saw you getting out your car going in the liquor store when you left church. That's what I said. And one of the other people on here commented back, well, what that got to do with anything? I said, well, why are you saying something if he could have just been going in there to get some pop candy? So why you got to make a comment? It must be that he really going in there for some liquor. And I said it to him last night. If you wasn't doing nothing wrong, you wouldn't be here upset right now. And he turned up to 10.
Did he? On you?
On me. And Miss Beverly, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know my history. I will whoop somebody's and everything else. You don't know me. I used to whoop back in the past. He was going off. Now, you got 2 women sitting here, one on a walker, and you going off on us. I said, you ain't finna whoop me. That's me. So now we going back and forth a little bit. And I had to say, it's crazy. Then I had another gentleman. I just will wait and don't say his name right now. But I thank him. He know who he is. He said, sister, come here. You conscious? I said, well, if you was conscious, get up and tell this man to get out these women's faces. So that leave me like, man, why are you all allowing your women around here? I don't care if it's your mama, your sister.
Hold up. I can't let Tupac hear this. You mean to tell me ain't no man come over there last night and break that up?
Mike Clark did. Pastor Thompson started coming over after he realized it was an issue just to separate us, not to come over there to jump or fight nobody, but to separate us from the harm, because Miss Beverly standing there on her walker. Now, her husband was standing right there with her. He came on in and stepped over there, but it was going on off on all 3 of us.
Oh, man. Okay.
Sorry, I am very disappointed.
I'm sorry, Pop.
I'm very disappointed that he would even try to do that. But then we figured it out, because I'm finna laugh now.
Okay.
So let me tell you, because he done got whiffed that it's a possibility that I may run in the second ward. And no, I have not said I was running.
Okay.
But he has gotten a whiff that there's a possibility, because it has been chatter.
Okay.
And he wants to make sure that he try to take things over the edge and try to set me into a tone to where I go off on him, or it causes such a big stink in a problem. See, I already know. Look, I already serve on the board at the library, so I know they want that. I already know, because I seen the letters for y'all echo chamber that's listening that want to try to get me off. But guess what? I ain't going nowhere. I was already told, you ain't going nowhere.
They done sending some letters on you.
They've been trying to send letters on me. They done sent a few of them on me.
What they scared of? Oh, sorry, the truth.
The truth.
Okay.
That's what you're scared of. So I can honestly say that you're scared of that, but you won't take me off of that. See, I know what I bring to the library board. I already know. Carol, I didn't know that what this whole situation was with Billy. Why she wasn't there.
Yes.
I will talk and try to address that issue. I don't have the ability to hire or fire, but I do have a voice on the library board, and I'm a very vocal voice. I've spoken, I've said this to Miss Rita Stanley. I've been on there for 2.5 years. It's almost 3, and it's time to get my reappointment. I was already asked, when will you send your letter, because I got to get reappointed by the school board. I already know I'm there because I was already told who's going to make sure they support me. I've gotten support from at least 4 of the board members. And I've also received support from the superintendent, who told me he thought I was doing a good job. Keep being the voice.
Oh, my.
He said that to me at that school board meeting. And when we went in, I said, no, I need to go in there and talk to them. He told me, he said, because he know that there's things that they're missing. There's things that's missing here in the city that need to be addressed. I'm going to tell you all, the library board, you all should come to some of those meetings. I'm saying this to the community. Come to the school board meeting. I know they not as invigorating, because you got disagreeing people, but you don't have the people that's going at each other the same way they do in the city council chambers. And we got to get back to them county commissioner meetings.
Okay.
Those meetings are so important. But then we also looking at the other board meetings that you got. You got what? The one over at the road commission.
When does the library meet?
We meet the first Thursday of every month, 5:30, in the same room that we were in for the Board of Ethics and Accountability.
Okay.
That's the biggest room that we meet in there.
Remind us.
Because the reason why I say that is because there's things sometimes that we don't know and that we don't understand. I know I don't know if it's an open meeting. It probably is. We got a policy meeting coming up. Last night I was at the school board meeting and they were reviewing policies. It's interesting. Some of the smallest things. One of the things that was interesting to me, and Trustee Melanie Relaford brought it up, is if a person resigned, they have 24 hours to rescind it.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that you got the chance to rescind a resignation on your job. We don't even know the policy. I ain't never even thought about it, because if I'm giving you a letter of resignation,
I'm gone.
Deuces, I might be walking out the door when I give it to you.
Right.
Because my mind already ain't there.
Right.
If I hand it to you, my mind was already gone 2 weeks ago. Right. So at that point in time, you could tell me I could go. I'll be like, Deuces, okay, thank you. And I'm out. So I know that's me. But there's like policies and stuff, like even with travel, what's what? Y'all don't know. That was an open meeting last night. And I was just like, wow. And I was told you should come to the meeting because it's a policy meeting. We're going over things. But there's things that the school board need to have input from the community, because they need to know what it is that we looking for to have.
Right.
A lot of things they don't even know that, from that community aspect, I'll just address it like last year before last, when my daughter had to walk 3 blocks with her two babies.
Too Sweet.
Too Sweet was a baby, wasn't even able to walk. She wasn't a year old. So she had her and the other one, and Ahmad, she had to walk Amarian and Amaria to the bus stop 3 blocks away from the house every morning. So we got it to where the bus would come, because I stayed, down at they was using the MTA. This wasn't through the Flint Board of Ed. So they stayed down. I went down to the MTA and was like, look, we need to get another bus stop. Well, the school ain't called us. Okay, school, they said you ain't called them. Okay, somebody got to do something, because guess what? Now they can't come to school because my daughter was sick. So who gonna put them on the bus?
Right.
She can't even walk. She can at least watch them out the front door to the corner. 2 doors, a door down. So it's things like that we got to make sure that we know, like all of the buses, because we talk about the stuff with the city that's no longer belong to the city. The road, cleaning, what is it? The garbage. The garbage is the biggest one.
When you gonna get your garbage cans?
Girl, that is so crazy. We need our garbage cans.
I paid $2 million for them.
Right. Y'all paid for them. We need to get them. So City Council, get up and start talking about it. But I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna go into some of them other things, but those policies are very important, and we have a stake in it because our tax dollars is paying it. Do you all know that those millages were passed for the Flint Public Library? We pay for that, and we have the ability to help guide the direction of where that library goes. But if we don't hear your voice, it's going to be Sister Audrey's opinion.
Right.
Or whoever, all the rest of us read a Stanley on there. It's going to be all of us, all of the trustees and our board members and the library faculty. We're going to have the input into the policy because nobody's speaking up and telling us. It's things that we're going to miss, but we won't know it if you all don't come and express it to us and tell us. So yeah, that's it's interesting. So make sure we start to figuring out where some of these board meetings. It was another board that I was thinking about that we really don't think about too. We should start having a demand, and they need another charter review.
Now that's a good idea. Another charter commission review.
Yeah, we need another charter because our charter is antiquated, though it's new.
Okay.
It's so many things in there that they clearly didn't think ahead on. I'm not trying to be funny. There's no shade to none of them, but things you all really did. And the public did have the ability to come in, and we failed to go. I went to maybe 2 of the meetings, and I was like, okay, they already had the charter, what they wanted is set in place. Because simple things like who decide on who's the ombudsman person is not the mayor.
No, it shouldn't be.
And we are allowing that to happen. Guess what? It ain't even a city council.
And it used to be. And I will keep saying it. I remember the last time the ombudsman was selected by city council, they went 107 rounds. I was there that night. It's not hearsay. I was with my mother. It's half of the tables. Kincaid and them wanted somebody. Eric wanted somebody. Eric stood his ground, not like they do today and just give up and go along. He stood his ground. They seen that he wasn't gonna move, and his supporters, and then they finally came over and chose that lady for the ombudsman person.
See, and that's the stuff we got to get back in there. I mean, some things should just be simple. I'm gonna go off of that for a second because we got to talk about this gun buyback.
Well, let's talk about it because I don't know a lot about that gun buyback, but they said they had a lot of Dracos and automatic rifles turned in and everything. Now, I'm just saying I don't think it happened, but I think it was more like air rifles and BB guns. But go ahead.
But I was just shocked when I saw the mayor on TV. Because I remember when they did the gun buyback, about a year ago or something like that?
Yeah,
and we were posting the articles where in other cities, in the studies state that the buybacks do not decrease the crime.
No, not when you go down the street and sell the guns back.
But I remember, now I'm okay, I'm gonna throw my own little shade on myself.
You want the shady glasses?
Because Wyntis, I know you said y'all bought into his stories too.
Yes.
And I actually bought into his story that they really wasn't gonna sell the guns back to the community.
They was getting destroyed.
They was gonna get destroyed. And I really believed you, Mayor. Yeah. I truly he said we ain't gonna do like them former mayors. They be selling that stuff back.
Yeah, that's what he
Since
said.
we ain't selling them back.
Now,
we destroying them.
He did say that.
And I was buying into them. I'm like, okay, this might be something. Mickey ain't gonna let me live this part down. I already know. I'm like, okay, that's something. Because I'm like this. I try to see the good in a person as well as okay shade. And I know it's things that I might be against him on. But I'm like, okay, I really bought into that. I really did. But to see him sitting up there like he was about to cry the other day, saying he really just didn't know what they was doing with the guns and this, that, and the other.
But was it the same company?
Yeah, ain't they up in New York or something?
So he knew they was gonna sell them back. I mean, I had the man on saying that we just take them to a couple cities over about 30 minutes away and we sell them back. They sell them. They sell them. I mean,
he tried to give Chief Johnson, Mayor Weaver, all of them a hard time about what they was doing with the guns when they did the gun buyback program. And I really just was like, okay, I'm with him on that. You know, we not selling them back. I just trusted that he was telling the truth. Why I trusted he was telling the truth is now my question. He was convincing. He convinced me. That time when he came up to me and said, "Hey, you should go over there and just sign my petition." That was to get him back on the ballot. I said, "No, man, you trying to get me in trouble. I can't sign your petition." He came to me about 4 times. That was at Mott College when they had that thing in the wards and they was talking about what they was gonna be doing.
His petition.
No, I didn't sign his petition.
He mad at you for that.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't sign either one.
He gonna write a letter.
I didn't sign either one, because I didn't never see the person out there to do one for Karen. So I didn't sign either one, but I did not sign his. Like, come on, because if somebody told me, said, whatever you do, don't sign his petition. I said, why? Because I want to know where they mind it. They said, because he the kind gonna take the board to see, like Sister Muhammad, see, she signed it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's why I didn't sign it, because I don't like that haughtiness. I don't like that. That's not cool. That's one of the things I'm having a problem with these recall petitions.
Okay.
That everybody have the ability to see everybody that's on there, because you already know it's already been the word out that people who signed those recall petitions have been threatened to have their 501c3s rescinded, but that come from the state. So is she saying she got connections with the state? Oh, is it Cynthia Neely she talking about? Or she talking about somebody else up there? Because she talking about taking people's 501c3s back, and the city don't have nothing to do with that. That comes from the state.
I don't think that they should be able to see who signed the recall petitions.
It ain't their business.
Because she came in the last time, she was very angry. She, as in Liddell, I like to put the names with it. And she was angry, and she was saying, y'all signed the recall petitions against me. Y'all the ones signed them in the second ward. And imagine how she feels now, knowing that it was 122 pages turned in. And it was over 1,100 signatures,
and some of them was her close neighbors.
1188.
Yep, 1188. That's a lot of people.
It was a lot of people, and people that once supported her.
Yeah, a lot of them was people that once supported her, and that's the sad part, because that tells us that if you supported her the first time, that means you didn't properly vet. And that's something that we talk about. We have to properly vet our candidates, regardless of who it is. Even if it's me, I done had some hard stuff come at me, and I ain't even said I was running.
Right.
But I done had people come asking me questions like I'm already in the seat.
But at least you are willing to answer questions.
Yes.
Someone asked, one of our viewers said, hey, what's up from the NOLA? That's Berta. Berta was the first person from the NOLA.
Okay.
What's the status of the recall? So according to the clerk's office, they have until the middle of February to get. Well, yeah, that's the 15th.
And then after that, if it's approved, then after that it's 10 days to get, what is it, 75 signatures?
Oh,
I got 75 people told me they'll take a petition out and get it signed for me.
So it's 10 days to get 75 signatures to get your name on the ballot.
To get your name on the ballot.
Okay.
I done had calls of people telling me, let me know when it drops, sister. We'll go out and get the signatures for you if you need it.
And
I'm like, okay.
I'm not a resident of the city of Flint.
Right, but that's okay.
But what I would like to see happen in the second ward, in the ward that you stay
in,
I would like for, maybe you can host it. A group of people host a second ward meeting.
Yes.
The people of like minds that were, for the recall, get together and get behind somebody.
A strong candidate.
Exactly.
That's what I say. I said somebody who's gonna be strong. They trustworthy. They come with integrity and a character that is in a willingness to listen and hear what the voices of the people is saying. It's not about the candidate. It's about what the voices want. You may want green, but everybody else say red. So what you gonna do? Pick and choose green?
Right. And
it's about me.
We don't want.
It's about my money.
15 people on there and her get right back in.
Nope.
There.
We cannot have. We cannot have that.
Yep.
We cannot have that. And I'm praying that, because we got to think about the tricks they like to play. So I'm just gonna put it out there. Beware. It's gonna be 3 candidates on there.
Really?
I could guarantee you they gonna throw a trick in to try to pull votes from the strong candidate that they know gonna do us right. So that's why I say it's gonna be at least 3 of them probably on that ballot.
Yeah, I know
at least 3 because that's the tricks that have been played. So we telling you now that third candidate, and guess what? I'm gonna tell you like this. Hypothetically, if I decide to run and a third candidate come in, we gonna know that third candidate is the plant. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've already said I will not run if we got a strong candidate to run. I will pull myself back and definitely not even consider it and put my forces with that stronger candidate. If we got a committee, say we got a committee of our strong leaders around in the second ward, and the second ward say, Sister Audrey, we don't want you to run. We want this person to run. I ain't got no problem with bowing out. Okay. But if that person is a third person, if you see Sister Audrey running, then know that the leaders and myself have decided that I'm going to run. But if you see that third person in there, know they the weak link and that they working with the opposition. Be guaranteed they working with it. It's time out for us to be quiet and not say anything. And I'm going to point them out if it happens, because we can no longer keep selling ourselves up the river. I mean, really, we killing ourselves because we don't want to say nothing.
Right.
You know, let me just tell you. No, I'm going to tell it loud. Like, everything that did not happen was supposed to happen. I don't care who it is that's running. I'm going to be putting it out.
Right.
Did y'all know she didn't get our roofs fixed? She disappeared when the sewer backed up in people's basements.
Maryland,
all of that's going to be
right.
Pump station number 5. All of that's going to be on something, whether the candidate is running against her, know it and want it or not. Because you got to make sure they know what she didn't do. I'm just going to ask y'all this. What did she do? Besides take care of Cyrus Park?
Well, she started Cyrus Park.
Lie detected.
Well, she gave out Halloween candy.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all this. This is what I say about the Cyrus Park. Now, she might have been the first person to incorporate it or put papers in on
it.
But Cyrus Park Neighborhood Association have been around at least since the 80s or 90s.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, Cyrus Park was there.
So there you go, because that park has been there. We used to run around the corner and play in there when my cousins lived on Brownell, and that was in the early 70s. My cousins was the first blacks to move on Brownell.
Well, see, I was born in 76, and Liddell is younger than me. So
and this was before Wyntis was born.
I'm sure
that we was over there.
Well, can you put him up there for us so we can see?
Right. Well, his brother lived across the street from the park. My cousins was friends with them. My cousins lived on Brownell first, and then they bought the house that they lived in on Comstock.
Well, my Aunt Eartha been over there forever.
Right. That Cyrus Park been there, and the People United around there has been there. That park was always called Cyrus Park. We could never remember the name of the park when we was little. Matter of fact, Reverend Threlkill's brother name is Jerome. We called him Jerry, and his wife's name is Tanita. Okay. They were very strong supporters of Liddell. They lived next door. So we didn't know the name of the park. We always called it Tanita and Jerry Park because we was children and we didn't know. So
Philip said he played there in the early 70s, and it was old then. See? Chris Caleb said he played in Cyrus Park in the 70s.
Yep.
Miss Jackson, Eunice Jackson said, who created the nonprofit? Liddell Lewis. She created it. She was the director.
Or did she? She changed the name.
Originally, she established it. I think it was in 2020 or 2021. And she had her husband he was treasurer.
Yep. They all was on there.
Yeah.
And all her friends, her little buddies.
He didn't even live here because he worked. He actually worked in the DMV area. So that was in itself a lot.
Delete that message of Kermit. No, I'm just kidding. He said Liddell planted the grass and trees in Cyrus Park.
And the daffodils.
And the daffodils.
And the butterflies.
I was saying, did he bring butterflies?
That's some Kermit. You know,
I love it.
Well, my question, I think not necessarily funneling money through the parks. I believe that it's a lot of grants for beautification.
Yes, it is.
And they are accessing those grants by saying we are adopting a park. And that's how they're able to get all of
through
this
the
money
county.
They're not really interested in the parks.
So the neighborhood engagement hub, she spends a lot of time there. So remember, wasn't it a meeting was supposed to be scheduled there? Did they have it? Remember, there was a meeting that we read off and we said, well, where is this supposed to be? The neighborhood engagement hub. And she was one of the ones was facilitating. I think do you remember the flyer? Did it just go away? Because ain't nobody said nothing about it. Was it a secret meeting? Did they secretly change the time?
Neighborhood engagement.
That's up on Martin Luther King, right across from the big mural, the Martin Luther King mural right there at Dewey and Martin Luther King. Exactly, so that's where you can go in the summertime and you can loan out the lawnmowers and the yard equipment and all that kind of stuff, weed whackers. I done had them come and till in my backyard for my garden. So they got a lot of stuff over there, but she always is running in and out of there. Okay. What's that? Yep.
Well, yeah, through the grants.
Yep, the grants. And so, because one of the grants we got one year, we actually got it through the neighborhood engagement hub, which helped buy those Ring doorbells and things that you could put out as signs. It was a safety grant.
Okay.
So the gentleman was up there. So it was some stuff that was up there. There's a lot of things that can happen through a lot of those particular places. There was new equipment. Like I went up there, took the class to use the zero turn. So they have zero turn. They'll deliver them to you and drop them off to you and come back and get them. You know, they're really nice. It's really a nice place up there. Actually, they got a gentleman that works there that actually is a repairman, and he has his own business because he repaired my lawnmower for me, and he also but I didn't get it over there. He was gonna do my snowblower and all that stuff. But yeah. No, he ain't up there renting no lawnmowers. He don't need to rent no lawnmower.
He got his own Cadillac of lawnmowers. Oh yes, the
Myrtle Street. Was that the Myrtle Street Gang Park? You know, it was a lot of stuff that happened in there. They did have some people got killed in that park. That's the truth. It might be
in the Cyrus Park.
That might be.
I didn't know that.
I know a friend of mine. Their relative was killed in that park. Yeah, that might be true. I
believe the CETA program bought money through the parks in the 70s. Okay.
And that was through GCCAA, now known as G Card, right?
Turn your mic on. What people want to hear you?
Y'all can hear Mickey, can't y'all? Habitat for Humanity. Yeah. I did hear somebody say that. The dollars.
Because they had a waiting list.
And then you heard Carol just say the wife of the director over there sits on the board of ethics and accountability. Is that what she said?
I found out this morning when I was talking when Tanya came in and I said I finally found out who the Caucasian lady was.
Yeah.
And her husband I didn't know he was the director. I just heard he worked for Habitat for Humanity. So yeah.
But
Tanya said she was a good person.
She seemed to have been a good person. And things that I've seen her expressions on some things that was said when we went down there and started expressing some of the problems we was having, especially with the council. She was like, no, this got to change. So she was very sentimental. She was.
We don't know what her husband.
But I'm gonna just tell you,
that's just like Cynthia and Sheldon. I like Cynthia. I have no problem. Once again, I have no problem with Cynthia Neely.
Yeah.
She loves my girls. I speak to her. She speaks to me. It's just a husband. That's on. We don't buy.
The go-between.
We don't buy.
I mean, I've been in places and they both walk by me. She'll speak and he don't.
Yeah.
She always speak. She always be. That's why I say I don't have any problem with her. She always speaking, always seemed to be nice, and it seemed to be a nice, not like a hi. It'd be a nice with an affection with behind it, So I have to say that much to her. Yeah, we used to go around there. I used to hang out in that park a little bit. Philip, I might have seen you in there.
I heard she was nice though.
Yeah, I've heard that she was nice and everything. And she really, I heard she also didn't really want to be in politics.
Oh, she did.
And that it had to have been him who coerced her into being in there because she really did not even want, even when he was just coming home and some of the conversations, she didn't want to be about it. I heard she said that her hair salon was her sanctuary and her go-to place to get away from that. And she loved being away from listening to all of that. She did not like it. That might explain why she don't have the time to be there or don't vote and stuff. I'm not trying to be funny.
I understand what you're saying.
But that might be it. But that's your job. You got to do it. You got to do it when you accept that responsibility. Because guess what? It wasn't Sheldon that got sworn into that position. It was her.
All right.
And that's a responsibility that she accepted.
You got a point.
And she's doing it again.
And maybe that's why she never voted on anything.
I absolutely 100% agree with Chris Caleb. She's being controlled.
Yes. And who's pulling the strings?
Her husband. Her husband.
Is it just him?
Absolutely not, because he got somebody pulling his strings.
There you go. He got got one of those things in the back they turn.
So he had ventriloquist there.
Yep.
Huh? Ventriloquist. You know how
somebody
got the person hand up under
right. He a ventriloquist, and then he got somebody pulling his strings. So yeah.
And that's no shade and nothing like that intended toward him. Yeah. Hey, Danielle.
I'm just trying to figure it out though, because it's like Flint ain't unique, and then you always say this ain't unique. You saying this around America,
right?
As we can see, but it's just this, like how we seeing Neely Hands allegedly, ENA board, Flint schools.
Well, it's not allegedly.
Council.
I mean, he showed up at when Clack and them got arrested, when they got elected, and they had the
swearing in,
the not the swearing in, when they chose the officers for the very first time. He was there. I've never seen Sheldon Neely. Well, never heard of him going to a school board meeting,
because y'all didn't see the backhand deals that he was trying to pull down there with the superintendent, not Kevin Jones. The lady Anita Stewart. So I'll just tell what the story is that I've heard.
Well,
I don't know.
Then, baby.
I don't know. So in 2021, Liddell Lewis was Parent of the Year.
Where?
Through the Flint Public School Board over at what's the school on the south side over in the 9th Ward?
Oh, I know what you're talking about too. Nethercutt.
That's not Nethercutt. It's my children went Freeman,
yeah.
And Freeman for her participation over there. Somehow or another, she got that, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard it never passed through the board. The board didn't even know. And there was money spent on the celebration. The board didn't even know.
What? Well, how is that?
And how did she get to be selected? Because Anita Stewart and Sheldon Neely are cousins, are relatives.
What?
They're relatives.
Didn't know that, did you?
No.
They're relatives.
On the street be 99.9.
That's just something that I heard.
I didn't know that.
Clack is saying true. He said true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Clack, we know you wasn't there yet.
Yeah, Clack wasn't there.
Wiggling his ass.
So notice that's 2021. And that's the election that's going into the election for the city council. So she put it on her resume. I was a selected Parent of the Year. How you was selected, you're right, but you wasn't supposed to be in there, Parent of the Year.
And she's Parent of the Year, but she's going around cussing out ex-council people at the schools. That's nice.
Yes.
And they gave her an award.
Yes.
You got cussed out the pastor twice.
Cussed out Pastor Thompson twice.
Well, we know she liked to cuss.
Once on the phone and once in person at the Flint Public Library, where she claimed, where she think is her sanctuary. She spends a lot of time at the library. She used to anyway.
Liddell.
Yeah, she used to. Her and her son.
Where she reads up on her likability expert degree. I mean, I'm just saying.
This nigga.
Does she even have a real degree?
Right.
Because I'm questioning that.
Well, we gotta ask Eric because she came and sat it up there. You remember that council meeting where she sat
you
it
can
up
print
there
out
with her?
papers.
So can.
You
That's
can.
true,
I'm gonna
that's true.
tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. My uncle told me from back in the day. I'm trying to think. He went to one of was it Central or what's the college up in Mount Pleasant?
Central Michigan. Oh, Ferris.
No, he went
Central
to
Michigan.
Ferris State.
Yeah,
It
Ferris.
wasn't.
Big
It
Rapids.
wasn't. It wasn't in Mount Pleasant.
Big Rapids.
Big Rapids, because we drove to his graduation. I actually saw my uncle graduate for real. But he actually told my mother, it's people, if you want a degree, you can buy that degree from that college and university. So when she talk about she international and she speak international, I got the stuff from, what's the name of the magazine? What's woman? They got, what you call? They got the Woman and the Men magazine that she claimed and she created and all of that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? And sometimes they be featuring different men and different women in the magazines, and they have stuff from here. I can't remember the name of the book, but any courageous women, the courageous women.
Okay.
So
okay.
I get emails. I get emails from
magazine.
courageous women, and they said if you want to be placed in their magazine, you can spend money and be placed in their magazine, and then they'll help you get speaking engagements.
Well, she is a national, what did her bio say? A national best-selling author.
I ain't seen it.
Well, I haven't seen it either. I mean, maybe we didn't see that New York.
But I'm gonna just be honest with you because I ain't got no shame in my game. I actually did a Google search on her. There was some business that she had, and I seen all of the comments that was made about her business was from her family members. Talking about how good it was, but the business only lasted a year.
Well, here we have one of our viewers right here has told us where she has received her degree from Chalet University.
What the hell is? I mean, excuse me. What is that? Where's that?
Chalet University. Well, that was what they were trying to build on Pearson and Fleming Road.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, because I was like, look, I'm all serious. Like, dang,
Chalet.
Where's that university?
Chalet University. Yes.
Don't do me like that. It's
I gotta go back and watch that because I really want to finish watching that because they said that half of them didn't even know how to pronounce it. And Lord knows the representative that they set up there, he didn't even know what a chalet was.
But the thing is that
why they fighting hard for Eric Mays in the first war when he could have fought for himself if they would have left him there?
There's so many comments I can't find them.
There you go.
Now you want to fight for the first war? And then she had the nerve to say, you know, when it comes to things on the north side, y'all don't want to vote for it. But Liddell, you didn't want to vote for it.
So maybe she don't know how to read a map. Because the second ward is all located on the north side.
Right. And she didn't vote for the people basements. She didn't vote for that extra 15 million to go in to help home improvements. I mean, so maybe she forgetting about it. And even though I don't agree with that damn pyramid scam of a store, but she didn't vote for even give the money to the North End.
She ain't voted for it.
But now this Chalet shed Kennedy Center is so important.
I put the chalet up too today.
I've seen it. It's beautiful. That chalet was beautiful.
That's what Pearson Road finna have.
What is the chalet for?
Oh, it's really a cottage.
It's a cottage located in the Swiss Alps.
It's like 5-star, 6-star. What it is?
It's a what, Mickey?
A 5-star, 6-star hotel. It ain't this little Motel 6. They finna have that on. They trying
to make a hotel like over there by where them apartments used to be.
Yep, they got the land.
Are you serious, Libby? Am I saying that Libby she said they were calling it Champel, Chargrill, Shalom. They didn't know how to say Chalet. Councilwoman Burns had to teach them how to say
and pulled the picture up for them to let them know what it was. Lord, like, do y'all know?
Mercy,
a hotel over there, that ain't a good idea.
The picture.
I'm gonna tell you why.
No, you know what he said it was. The guy that came up there said
that ain't a good idea. Not over there.
No, that's why.
I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. A high-end hotel.
No, it's not going to be no high. That's what a chalet is. But he was talking about. He was just building a pavilion. He was just going to put a pavilion over there. How you gonna name it this when you gonna really put this? Like,
so it's not the place you can go stay. It's just like a park. Like a chalet.
It's gonna be a pavilion
Let
where
me
people
see if
can
I
come
can find
and do
this
some.
this chalet.
Oh, so like they can have a wedding, but it's outside. It's all outside.
Like vendors
Chalet.
can be there. They're gonna have a big thing for like where it's gonna be outside where the vendors can come in. He should have. I'm just telling you.
So they're gonna build a farmer's market.
Basically, exactly what it's gonna be.
Eagles Nest already do that.
That's what they finna do.
They have different flea
but they
markets
just
every
named
weekend
it,
or every other weekend or something they was doing.
But they named it wrong. That's all. That's what Councilwoman Tanya Burns is trying to tell them. Like
the picture
and Liddell
of
thing.
The chalet.
Yeah, that's the chalet.
It's gonna be actually a house like that.
Who gonna build this on Pearson and Fleming Road?
Okay, they're gonna.
Yeah, look better.
Somebody gonna be done spray painted it.
They not even building that. That's what Tanya Burns is trying to tell them. Like
they don't know what a
chalet is. Y'all know what
is.
y'all saying? My personal opinion, Neely done told them some big that word salad that they so love to hear.
So they gonna make money just like they if not finish it off, like the store ain't finished off and opened up.
Some of the crazy.
I hate that too. Cause I got sold on the store. I gave a $50 donation early in, but I didn't do no more because I was like something ain't feeling right. And I'm praying that I'm wrong.
Thrill Kill almost had me convinced to put some money. Me and my girl. She was the one telling me.
Food truck, huh?
She was the one telling me like, "Nah, don't mess with that. It don't sound right." Cause you and her and Tony was calling it the Ponzi scheme.
Well, I mean, it was.
And I'm glad I didn't mess with it because the stuff I've been hearing on the back, like I know y'all done heard it, the little rumbling. It's crazy. And then after he did the interview,
Reggie, because he told me I could call him Reggie, so I've been calling him Reggie. Reggie said that the store was going to open up. I said, "Now, Reggie, don't say it if you're not for sure." Reggie said the store was set to open within the first quarter of 2024.
So we got how many weeks?
Wait a minute. It gets better.
7, 8.
Reggie said that he was going to come in January. That's this the second lie to ask for $1.something million from the ARPA money. Oh, it gets better. Then Reggie said he didn't need all of that. He just needed $300,000, which he never got. Reggie ain't showed up yet. Then on the news the day before yesterday, your council person, Liddell Lewis, was on there with Arlene Wilborn. I think that's her name, the general manager of the store. And now they are set to open the store by the end of 2020.
Oh, hold up. No. You said Reggie said the first quarter.
Reggie said the first quarter.
But they did say
Reggie
on the news I heard that. I did hear that a couple of days ago.
Liddell said the end of 2020.
But Reggie said on the show.
Reggie lied.
First quarter.
Reggie lied.
It was going to be
I pray it don't be like Hamilton Brothers across the street.
Reggie lied. They
couldn't get nothing in there. It was some of the stories I heard from the ex-employees from the Hamilton Brothers. Remember they reopened the Hamilton Brothers? I never went in there. My neighbor said the food was so expensive.
And they said
employees said they was.
You see this?
It's physically too small.
Okay.
The store, they said it's physically too small. They need to just go on and turn it into a bingo hall. What it's gonna be a bingo hall.
But it could have been if you would have thought about like Ross. You remember the Ross? Allen? Remember the Ross furniture store used to be next to that building where the store is supposed to be at? It could have been decent. It could have been almost about the size of the Kroger's across the street, except for that other part would have to be for storage and food to come out on the shelves. Because that used to be the unemployment office back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep. I used to go up there for No, they said not the Chalet.
Bingo.
Chalet bingo. but Patrick, you on fire tonight.
To me, it's just terrible. That's all I'm saying. It's like the people been getting fleeced again.
Right.
City of Flint getting, because I called it the new Auto World.
Auto World 2.0.
Yeah.
Because I remember that. I remember being a child, and my mama said that is going to be what they call the white elephant.
Yeah.
That's what they told my mother. I remember that. And I went to Auto World a couple of times, and they said, I had moved out of town and they was tearing Auto World down.
You know what? I'm glad it just popped up in my head, and I have to ask you while I'm thinking about it, because I'll be forgetting stuff. Yesterday during this exchange, where was your mayor at?
I ain't. You know what? When I went in there, I didn't never see him. I never did see him. But if he was anywhere, he probably was behind that curtain that was over there on the side where they was in their party.
Probably was sneaking,
looking, or had his camera like this to record just to see.
Right. Okay.
Or something. I never did see him the whole night. I did see his wife, but I never did see him. If he was there, I don't know. I must have been blinded, just didn't see him. I wasn't trying to see him.
Okay.
Right? Like.
Okay.
I didn't. Yeah.
I'm sad. I'm just sad. Like I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed in the men.
I am, and I'm disappointed. I'll tell you why I'm disappointed in Ed Taylor
and Mickey leaves
because I remember him being a councilman.
Okay.
And I remember the hoopla and the high talks about him, and you know how he really was fighting for the people, not fighting the people, but fighting for the people. And so it made me wonder. Like what happened that changed you over? Are you looking for a payout too? Because you sat there and let us know last night you got plenty of money. So it ain't the job. You ain't on council. I ain't elected to no position. I don't need no such and such and such and such of money. I got plenty of money. So I don't care what you know.
I don't know anything about him personally, his finances, but from the outside looking in, I don't think like he need to show up every day for no 9 to 5. I mean, looked like the man was doing pretty good.
He probably retired.
He looked like he was doing pretty good.
He probably was retired because he came out of retirement or he was still retired from wherever he was at and came on over there and joined the staff over there. But I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in his behavior. I'm disappointed in the way he came and towered over a handicapped woman.
And I've never
handicapped woman.
Never had a bad encounter.
Okay, so
with
because he's a city employee, let me ask this: is he in violation of the Americans Disability Act?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm throwing that out there. Somebody tell us.
Idea.
Some of y'all got legal friends. The reason why I say that because as a city employee, he's supposed to honor the Americans Disability Act no matter where he goes. He have to because he's a responsibility of the city. Now he's a liability with the city because he violated the American Disability. He intimidated a handicapped person. Did he take advantage of her because she handicapped? Y'all know law. Y'all know law was my second love. I actually am a legal secretary. But I actually took a whole lot of classes.
As much shit. I mean, excuse me. As much mess as we talk about Ed Taylor on this podcast, he has shown me nothing but love every time I see him. He has spoke to Mickey. I mean, we've never had a bad encounter with him.
Tony and Wiggins ain't on here with us, is he?
I don't even know. It's Friday night. I don't know where Tony is.
He was asking if somebody has something to
I've
say.
never had a bad encounter with him. The Dome, he was off the chain in the Dome when he said y'all gotta be out of here by 7 o'clock because he was ready to go home. But I really want to look into this. I do. I think I will take on the task of looking in to see what happened at that.
Because I'm big on the American Disability Act, and that's because I work with a lot of handicapped and disabled people on a daily basis. Everybody I touch and work with is disabled in some shape, form, or fashion. They would, if they wasn't disabled, they wouldn't come to me for therapy. So I got to stay and make sure I'm on top of it. Documentation is everything,
right?
And I know he violated the Americans Disability Act.
But when a person show you who they is, believe them.
Yep.
Whether we wanted to or not, but that incident down at the Dome.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I seen him. He ain't never been, but that right there.
Let me call it Chalet law firm. Look. He said, let me call it the Chalet law firm.
They said Ed Taylor seems to be Neely's bodyguard.
Yep. Or back on the Civil Rights Act, because because you off the clock, you still have a responsibility as a city employee, especially if he's chief of staff or deputy chief of staff. He's responsible for everybody underneath him that works there. So, like, even if one of their employees is out violating, they have a responsibility for discipline.
We will. You know,
we got to find that out.
I'm gonna see if I can get to Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor, Wyntis Hall.
Okay, we listen. I'm looking at you. I see Philip Lee. What he's saying. He gonna find out. I just remember one time I took my mother to the park. We went to Kings Island in Cincinnati, and she handicapped. Stick her in the car they told her she couldn't park in this one place, and we was going to take her out and take her across the grass. I said, "Can I just at least take her to the gate?" No, you can't. I said, "Okay, well, let me call the ADA." And I took out my phone like I was getting ready to. He said, "Ma'am, you can go ahead and take your car and pull on up there and let her out." I said, "Thank you, sir. That's all we asked you in the first place." I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes you have to pull them cars because people think you don't know. I don't want to start clapping my hands out. We know.
You got to teach people how to treat
we got to teach them how to treat us. I'm sorry. I love it. It's funny to me. Yep. Yeah, that's the racist part of what you talking about? Is that the racist part of Cincinnati? All of Cincinnati racist. The whole city. I lived there for 11 years.
Really?
I lived in Cincinnati I lived in the dirty natty for 11 years. My son's still there. Oh yeah, Natty, the Cincinnati. Cincinnati, when you get into Cincinnati, you 500 feet across the Mason-Dixon line.
Really?
Yeah, it's just 500 feet. Well, we gotta land. He said land the plane.
Okay, we gotta land the plane.
Yeah, we gotta land the plane. Okay. I enjoyed myself, and we will be back.
Yes.
So can we do the tune-ins? All the tune-ins, y'all. Okay, y'all got to tune in to all our shows. Make sure you tune in on Sunday. Well, tomorrow morning. We're gonna start with tomorrow morning because Tanya Burns is on at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Then you got Ashley Rich on tonight at 8.
8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You got me on Sunday at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You got.
That's it. To Monday.
And y'all already know that 9 to 11 Monday through Friday is the bump. You got Wyntis Hall on Thursday night. We got Clack and Carol and on Friday at 5.
We got Trevor, but Trevor's sick right now, so Trevor's gonna be out for a couple weeks.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for a couple weeks. We got any other shows going on through the week?
Well, I am trying to do a special.
Okay.
If I could, now next Thursday, I know I'm gonna have Flint Caskets on. We're gonna talk about death.
Okay.
It's a touchy subject.
It's a touchy subject, but it's something we all got to deal with.
About it.
Got to talk about it.
But I want to try to do a special edition with Miss Tanae Dorsey.
Yes.
If I could, if her schedule permits, she's a very busy woman. I want to get Miss Tanae Dorsey on here. I'm going to do a deep dive into that ombudsman's office. I want to hear from her. I just want to talk to her.
Yes.
I want the people, I want the nation to know her, know about the job, know how she feels about Miss Shaxter Little. She spoke very highly of her at the meeting, but that was 10, 15 minutes. Let's give the lady an hour and let's sit down and talk.
And I seen her today too.
Today?
Did you
No,
ask
the
her?
ombudsman lady.
Oh, Miss Shaxter Little. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. And she seems very intelligent. I don't know Miss Little, but what I've conversations, very intelligent.
From what she told me, she said that letter that Tanae wrote about her to them, let them know that she was very intensely engaged in every action that happened and came through that ombudsperson's office. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Did we miss any shows?
I think we
covered everybody.
Oh, thank you, Mama Quill. She said, shout out to ATN News Media Group, the best little podcast in the world.
Thanks, Mama Quill.
Yeah, right, the best little podcasters.
Savior's Day special. You want to go ahead and give them an update about Savior's Day? That's
Savior's Day. Go to NOI.org. There's a lot of information on there about the whole schedule for the whole weekend is on there. They're going to start on Thursday, but that's like a lot of business stuff on Friday. We got the openings, and it's gonna they updating it with the plenary sessions. We got on Friday night. I think it's Friday night. We got an old school jam going on.
Girl,
it's an old school jam gonna be going on at the same time simultaneously. But this is for just the registered Muslims only. They got another singles party. Remember I went to Miami? They got another singles party. Yes. I done had people
text me. Let me come in there and go live at the singles. I want to see them single Muslims.
But you know what? I'm gonna do. Last year, remember I was live at the party, the old school party. It was so much fun. I was on the security post, but I was walking through like this.
I want the concert. I want to see.
I want to see
him. I want to see the hip hop. I'm there for it.
So I'm gonna tell you, you all got children through the day on Friday and Saturday. There is a They have like the Children's Village. It's free for children. We pay through our registration when we register. You know, we try to bear a lot of the expenses so that the people can come and enjoy. But I think that a couple years ago they said that they sponsored over 1,000 children ended up coming through there between that Friday and that Saturday.
Big vendors.
Yeah, they have bounce houses and everything and stuff. And this, so you remember we in the old Global Hall.
Right.
Okay.
So they got like a whole section just set up and science, and it's educational and fun.
Okay.
And then of course, can't forget Sunday.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
He gonna be there.
I'm
gonna tell you at 2 p.m. But on Saturday evening when they had a drill competition, I'll never forget this one year. I was sitting there. I looked up. The minister came in with a sweat hoodie on
because he didn't want nobody to see him.
He didn't want nobody to see him. He just came in inconspicuous. He was just sat back on the back. He just because he didn't want people. He didn't want to take his attention from the drillers. He wanted people to pay attention to that. But I see him say, "Hey, y'all, there go the minister right there."
So they got everything going on right there in the hotel.
Right there at the Cobo.
Hall.
When the Cobo, right there by the hotel.
Everything, everything goes on there in the Cobo, including Sunday's address.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So y'all please come out, support. I mean, we're gonna have a ball. We gonna love on you. Trust me. That's gonna probably be about the most love you're gonna get from a whole lot of black folks.
Show up down there.
But you know, everybody's welcome. Don't think that you can't come because you ain't black. Anybody our Hispanic brothers and sisters, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, everybody can come.
And then this weekend we got the Black Leadership Summit in Benton Harbor.
Next weekend.
Next weekend. Next weekend. I'll be there.
It should be there.
I'll be there.
Okay, dang. I got to think about going. I'm gonna ride with Wyntis and she let me ride with her. I'm gonna have to ride shotgun.
I got a shotgun rider already. I got a shotgun rider.
You got somebody else going with you?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go have me cracking. Can I ride with you? I ain't gonna ask that on the air.
Said, can I ride with you?
Look, I want to go.
All right. Thank you all.
Y'all have a beautiful, safe weekend and do something for yourself. Love on yourself.
And we're working on that clubhouse because on Saturdays we will be in clubhouse.
We're gonna be uncensored on the clubhouse.
Okay. All right.
Uncensored.
Sound good.
Peace.
Love you. Peace.